The submarine UB-65, which belonged to the German army during the First World War, was launched on its first voyage in 1917. Already during construction, there were gloomy rumors about the boat. A series of accidents were to blame, as a result of which 5 people died. But the beliefs did not prevent the fleet management from launching the UB-65. At the very first approach, another terrible event occurred. During reloading, one of the torpedoes exploded right on the boat. The second officer died. After several days on land, set aside for the funeral, the crew set off again. A few days later, crew members reported seeing a dead second officer aboard, his ghostly silhouette walking across the deck and disappearing. After that, the crew members began to die under mysterious circumstances. One of them jumped into the open sea while diving. The other threw himself under the wheels of the car already on land. All these events were preceded by the ominous appearance of the ghost of the second officer on the deck. Rumors about the ghost even reached the commander of the German fleet, Admiral Schroeder, who declared them nonsense and, as proof, even spent the night on the ill-fated boat. After that, anyone who reported a ghost on a submarine was to be punished. But the rumors about the cursed boat did not subside from this. The crew of UB-65 continued to die, mostly as a result of suicide, and it was even decided to invite a priest to the submarine who performed the exorcism. This calmed the team, but not for long. The next swim was the last for the damned submarine. The submarine UB-65 was discovered on July 10, 1918 by the crew of an American submarine sailing around the coast of Scotland. The boat lay on its side and showed no signs of activity, so the American captain decided to blow it up. But when the crew was just loading the torpedoes, there was a powerful explosion. The torpedoes exploded inside the UB-65 itself, destroying the entire German team on board. Later, the American captain said that shortly before the explosion, he observed a figure of a man in an officer's uniform on the deck of the submarine. Among all the stories about ghost ships, the most famous maritime legend about the ship Mary Celeste stands apart. A ship carrying a cargo of alcoholic beverages left New York for the Italian port of Genoa on November 5, 1872. On board with a captain, his wife and daughter, and a crew of 7. But since then none of them have been seen again. 4 weeks later, the crew of the Dal Gracia stumbled upon a drifting ship, apparently left without control, in which the captain of the Dal Gracia, Morehouse, identified the Maria Celeste, having sailed closer. The team found that the ship was empty. The sails were in poor condition, some were missing, money and jewelry were left in the cabins. A logbook was found on the captain's bridge, the last entry in which was made on November 24th. All other documents from the ship have disappeared. In the hold, there was a cargo in a complete set, which excluded the version of a pirate attack. One of the boats was missing, and it was not blown away by the wind, but launched by hand. According to the data taken from the instruments, the Maria Celeste traveled about 740 kilometers without control until the Dal Gracia team found her. On the orders of Captain Morehouse, the ship was sent to Gibraltar for further investigation, which never bore fruit. None of the Mary Celeste's crew has ever been located, although imposters have appeared on more than one occasion, attempting to impersonate returning crew members. The mystery of this ship has not been revealed to this day. Built in 1857, the Great Eastern was the Titanic of its day. It was the largest ship ever built in the 19th century. Unfortunately, the ship also earned a bad reputation due to the terrible events that took place on it. Problems began already at the first launch. There was a skew relative to the direction of movement, and people who went to fix the damage to the engine were seriously injured. 2 months later, they tried to launch the ship again, but this time, for some reason, the release mechanism did not work. When the Great Eastern was finally able to set sail, its creators breathed a sigh of relief. They did not know that this was just the beginning of a series of mysterious events. 2 months after going to sea, a boiler exploded on the ship. damaging the first pipe. 6 sailors from the crew died on the spot. Later, on one of the raids, the captain and 2 passengers drowned, having descended from the ship in a boat. There were also rumors among the passengers about strange sounds coming from the lower rooms of the ship. A muffled knock was often heard from there. The team stated that the knocking was often heard during the storm. The Great Eastern made 2 full voyages, and during the third, the ship collided with an underwater rock. As a result of the damage received, the ship was no longer suitable for travel, and it was decided to leave it in the port for dismantling. During the deconstruction of the ship, the skeletons of a worker riveter and an apprentice child, who were walled up alive, were found in the hull, and next to them was a box with old tools. The crew of the ship immediately associated all the misfortunes of the ship with the fact that, wherever it sailed, there were 2 dead men everywhere with it. Maybe it was the ghost of the riveter who banged with his rusty hammer during the storm. These stories are only a small part of the entire collection of mysterious events taking place in the expanses of water. The sea presents more and more surprises to its guests in various parts of the planet, and if some of them return from sailing to tell the whole world about the mysterious incidents, then others remain at the mercy of the sea forever. Looking at the dark sea waters, it is impossible not to think about the secrets that they hide in their depths, and not all of these secrets are safe for humans.